Hello YouTube, Tim here with a Let's Play of Mount Blade Warband. Through here I'm just going to go ahead and create my character. I'm not going to read all of this. Some of you are probably familiar, it's right there on the screen. I will read additional dialogue after we begin this part. I'm going to select my gender soon. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and select male, not female. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was... Let's see. I guess I'm going to go with a thief. As the son of a thief, you have had very little formal education. Instead, you were out on the street begging until you learned how to cut purses, cutting purses until you learned how to pick locks all the way through your childhood. Still, these long years made you streetwise and sharp to the secrets of cities and shadowy backways. You started to learn about the world as almost as soon as you could walk and talk. Spend your early life as a, let's see here, nobleman's court, craftsman apprentice, shop assistant, street urchin. I'd do a apprentice. As a boy grown out of childhood, you apprenticed with a local craftsman to learn a trade. After years of hard work and study under your new master, he promoted you to journeyman and employed you as a fully paid craftsman for as long as you wished to stay. Then as a young adult, life changed as it always does, and you became a smith. I believe I'm going to pick here. Yeah, I don't like the other ones. Let's go with the smith. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man and the whole world seemed to change around you. You pursued a career as a smith, crafting items of function and beauty out of simple metal. As time wore on, you became a master of your trade, and fine work started to fetch fine prices. With food in your belly and logs on your fire, you could take pride in your work and your growing reputation. But soon everything changed and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was... go with personal revenge. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. Still, it was not a difficult choice to leave. With the rage burning brightly in your heart, you want vengeance. You want justice. What was done to you cannot be undone, and these debts can only be paid in blood. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. I'm going to go with can't leave without saving. Let's see, what name? What name do I want? Here we go. Sir Steely McThievery. Well, came from the street, so probably shouldn't have the sir there. Yeah, Steely McThievery. That's his name. I don't understand the developed beyond, what, a third of that attribute? I'm just reading these off here, seeing what the deal is. I think I might go with agility. Let's go ahead and just dump it all in there. Yeah, I want to do archery, so I'm just gonna dump it all in archery. See how that goes. Power draw. Can't go any higher. Was that not enough strength? Well, let's dump it in strength. More HP is good. Let's take a look here. I think my character is going to look like he's slumming it up. Let's make him a monk. Monks don't steal. Can't do that. That would be disrespectful. Doesn't look like that changes anything. Yeah, we'll make him young. That didn't look like it did anything either. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you, drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms. You have a lot of options to take. Kingdom of Swadia, Beggars, Kahanots. Should really have pronunciations next to some of these. Nords, Rhodoks, Sultanate. Think I'm gonna pick Praven, Kingdom of Swadia. You came by caravan through the heartland of Calradia. Green shoots of wheat, barley, and oats are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills, and on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swadian nobility. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forests where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you crest a ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Praven and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden you hear a sound that stands the hairs on your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard, whatever. So what we got going on here? What's that? A throwing knife? Looks like it. Die! You're dead. I don't want your shit. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night. Although, heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the street, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Nice little place you got here, buddy. Now let me explain my proposition. We have always had brigands in the hills driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. Seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these? Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse. But he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either. And I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. I'll warrant you'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here looking for a bit of work. It's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it an advance on your reward. Go around to the villages. Very good, sir. Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Praven. After you've got your group together, then we'll speak about your reward. A little trigger happy on the mouse there. Let's see here. What we got? Let's move there. I did play a little bit of this game for about 15 minutes. And I got bored. I'll probably get bored with this one. But we don't know. I wanted to start anew. Pretty much everything stayed the same. Try to recruit some volunteers here. Everything stayed the same. I'm still a thief, same backstory, different name. I used a boring name the first time, just my first name, Tim. And I didn't really know much of the game, still don't. I got 6 people right here. It was all pre-recorded too. I recorded it yesterday. I didn't have time to record it live. Go to Vidar. It should be fun pronouncing this stuff. It's like all the villages have the same description. The only thing I guess you want to keep an eye out for is the land belongs to and if they're indifferent to you. I did notice that in my last game I wanted to level up, so I was going after farmers. I mean, it's the only people that are around. And they don't like it when you kill farmers. I mean, your honor goes down. I don't know why. I mean, man's got to survive. If there's only farmers and no looters, I mean, what's a man supposed to do? Oops. The second video, I was going to combine this one and that one all into one. It was corrupted, so I couldn't add it onto here. I guess that's the downside of not recording live and all at once instead of in small segments. So the next gameplay video will have a huge jump ahead in the quest or storyline, but I'll fill you in on what you missed at that time. Like, subscribe, see you next time.